We're not trying to make everybody feel comfortable, because people, the first thing they're going to get with being around you, with being around me, is they're going to feel uncomfortable. They won't know why. There'll be a simultaneous pulling and pushing. Part of them will be responsive and want to participate, because some parts of their form, some parts of their mind, some parts of their heart will feel, oh, we want to participate with you. There's something that we're getting from this somehow. Subconsciously, though, everything's going to come up from the subconscious that says, no, this is bringing stuff up inside. So we have this inner battle that goes on with individuals. This is better than an exterior battle out there in the world with police and demonstrators and wars and all that. Because until the inner battle gets done and completed in individuals, the outer battles are going to go on. The outer battles are just a reflection of the inner state of consciousness. The subconscious is full of this inner battle, full of the unresolved issues in consciousness. If we look at psychologists, they've been looking at this in all the therapy sessions and things, at the subconscious realm. But they look at it and there's no resolution to it. You cannot resolve things by just looking at them. You have to resolve them in the instant that they're coming up. This is vital. In the instant that you feel it, in the instant that you sense it, hone your skill, hone your mind, hone your heart, hone your capacity of vibration to sense and discern the instant that something comes up for you. Yeah? Because as soon as it's coming up, whatever that sensation, it could be mental thoughts, could be uncomfortable feelings, as soon as they come up, they start out by feeling small. And then they start to come to the surface more. They get pushed up. The sea is heating up. The subconscious starts to heat up underneath those things, and they'll get pushed to the surface of consciousness. At first it starts out like a little thing. Maybe a feeling, oh, I don't like that, or it feels out of sorts somehow. But then as it starts to come closer and closer to the surface of consciousness, it starts to rise through the subconscious, and pretty soon the conscious grabs a hold of it, and it voices some disgruntled state of conscious mind without understanding what it's doing. Because the conscious mind is, for all intents and purposes, it's insane. It has no comprehension of sanity. Conscious mind in everybody, not just some, in everybody, is insane. The only place where we can deal with the insanity is to bring some sanity into the subconscious. The Bible again speaks, the book of Revelation speaks of those who stand on the sea of glass mingled in fire. In the world, this needs to happen for anything to occur in the larger pattern. That's of something more use than revolution, more use than armed conflict, more use than trying to overthrow the government or the police state or anything like that. It's vitally important, and it's what's happening. The very fact that each of you are either participating, have been participating for years, or brand new in the participation with us on this, whether through the video or the recordings, indicate that there's something in you that wants to transcend the living from the conscious only. You want to not only understand your subconscious, but clear your subconscious. Clear it, because nobody else can clear it for you. That's the unfortunate part. If someone could clear your subconscious for you, then you could pay your money and they'd clear your subconscious and it would be done. But people can guide you, people can assist you to clear that subconscious, but you have to take the responsibility to do it. And it's the larger pattern the more you are responsible in the realm of the subconscious, the deeper you can go. If you think of it in terms of the subconscious, it's reasonably deep. It's kind of, to give an analogy, it's like the water, it's like the ocean, it's deep. Right? Most people, including in submarines and all, they can only go a mile or two or whatever, how deep, but not very deep into the ocean, because their crafts get crushed. Same with going into the subconscious. You will never be able to go into the depth of the subconscious until you master the surface levels of the subconscious. But as you master the subconscious, and you can go deeper in your own, first you'll find the territories like this. You have your own personal subconscious, things that happen to you in your life. Then you have, at deeper levels, you have things that happen to your family, in generations of your family, your forefathers, your grandparents, your grandmothers and fathers, and their grandparents. Then you go deeper and you get into racial patterns and patterns for nations and things. And you go deeper and you get into the whole world subconscious, things that happen to the whole world. These are some of the deepest subconscious patterns that have to be dealt with. My job is to go deeper. Your job is to go deeper too. Where are we going? Well, it's straight out. There's no mystery in this. We're going deeper. All the preparation that we do is to go deeper, deeper and deeper, to meet what? Meet the consciousness of the Creator. Because the consciousness of the Creator is coming from the depth. From the depth of below all the distorted patterns. From the depth of the subconscious where things are clear again. This is the only way of meeting and allowing the Creator to be here. Through the subconscious. Through the feelings that come up. If you want to meet the Creator, you're going to have to go to the depth of the subconscious. Deeper and deeper. Gain more and more mastery. So it's not like a job where you go to a little bit of depth and now you've learned how to, maybe like driving. You learn how to drive on a 2-lane street in one direction or another. Then you're happy with driving on a 2-lane street of the subconscious. And then there's a little bit more depth. Now you get 2 lanes in either direction. And then there's more depth. There's 4 lanes in either direction, and 16 lanes. And the deeper you go, the more access of information you have. The more can come through you into an awareness that you never knew you could access. Stuff that you cannot learn. Stuff, if I had to learn what I know, it would be pointless. It would take me forever. And I would never learn what I know, what I can access. It's not because I've learned anything. It's because the deeper one goes, the more I can access. The deeper I go, the more I can access. Access of what? Well, access of the Spirit of God, the Spirit of the Creator coming through. All the information for all of eternity is all there. Eternity is like that. It's not a timeline from point A to point B. Whether we say that's 1,000 years. All the information for 1,000 years, what could that be? Well, it's all there. It's all in this depth of the subconscious. In the depth, the deeper in the subconscious you go, the more information there is about what occurred in the subconscious over the last 5,000 years. It's there. The feelings, not just one bit of feeling, but the collective feeling of the whole collective of humanity. You go deeper, and there's 10,000 years of collective consciousness in there. You go 20,000 years, you go deeper, and there's 20,000 years of collective consciousness in the subconscious. You go deeper, and there's 25, 30,000. Now there comes a moment in time when you go far back enough when you can access before the so-called fallen state, before all the loss of awareness of being one in the collective consciousness. Because that's only been in the last 25,000 years. And then you can access the collective consciousness for 100,000 years before that. From the beginning of mankind stepping on this planet, what all that was like. The height of civilization, a civilization that lived in peace. We think of our civilization as being 3,000 to 5,000 years old. And we look back on the last 3,000 to 5,000 years and we think, oh, this is quite a bit of civilization. But really it's not. It's absolutely the most insane civilizations of the last 3,000 to 5,000 years. Wars and famines and all the evidences of the world being out of balance because of the insane nature of mankind's consciousness over the last 3,000 to 5,000 years. But when you go back 25,000 to 125,000 years, you can access a civilization that was around for 100,000 years in peace. It's there. It's deep. 100,000 years of peace. Technology, the awareness. It wasn't a small civilization, it was a large civilization. It was a civilization where mankind and God were one. It wasn't any state of separation. You and your God being you weren't separate, you were one. It's there. You go back before that and you can access 200,000-300,000 years ago, as all the earth was being formed, as all the creatures were being made, as the very creation of everything was being set in place. And you go back before that and you can, the deeper you go, the more you can access. You can access before there was even this planet, the nebula, the consciousness of being in a nebula. Just plain pure God consciousness, plain pure creator consciousness. It's there. 300,000 years ago when this was a nebula. You go back before that and you can access again deeper. You can access into the depth of space and into the center of the galaxy. See, the journey isn't one of trying to have space flight to go to another planet or another star system. Well, maybe in time that'll be useful. But the journey now is to go into the depth of awareness of original cause. The deeper you go, the more you can access what was there before all of this. You come to the place of the realization of the sunbeams and the king of the sun and the lords and lady of the sun and the planets, and each of the planets, how they are created, and how all our solar system, this particular solar system we're in, with all the star systems